video. So for a lot of you out there who have a business, you own a business, but you lack control, your business is stressful to run. It's down to, a lot of the time, it's down to a lack of organization, a lack of structure, a lack of systems and processes. So this is one of the exercises that I get my guys to go through inside of the program, the Automate, Scale, and Exit program, where I help existing business owners to gain complete control over their business, remove themselves from the daily operations of their business, build a business that can run completely independently of them, and a business that they can sell, that they can exit. And I always talk about the two different types of exits. You've got a soft exit where you keep the business, you own the business, you get paid as the owner of the business, but you don't do any of the work in it. And then you've got a hard exit where you sell the company and you get that 6, 7, 8 figure payday, depending on what your business is. So very quickly, just to give you an idea of how this is just one of the exercises we go through to help you get structure. Here you can see we've got an org chart, a company organization chart, right? So this is our dashboard that we have for each of the guys that come through the program. So over here you can see we've got each of the roles inside of their business. So up here we have John Doe as the business owner, John Doe is the CEO. In most cases, the guys that come to me, their name is in a lot of these boxes. So everything above the red line is management, and everything below the red line here is actually on the tools as such. And by on the tools, it could mean anything. You might be a digital marketer and you're actually building the website. You could be a construction company and you're actually putting the blocks on top of each other, right? You could be an accountancy firm and you're actually doing up the P&Ls and the balance sheet for your clients. Okay, so that's what I mean by on the tools. So if we look here, we've got 3 different sectors to every business. Absolutely every business has these 3. You've got customer acquisition, you've got customer fulfillment, you've got accounting. So customer acquisition, how do you bring people into your business? How do you get customers? How do you get revenue? How do you get sales? So that's your sales and marketing really falls under that section. Customer fulfillment is everything else. So once the customer comes in the door, how do we make sure they get value? How do we make sure that they're happy? So that can be everything from customer support to technicians that you have. Let's say you're a plumbing company. So you might have apprentices, you might have plumbers, you might have a girl in the office who does admin, you might have a customer support agent, you're going to have somebody that oversees the jobs who would be the operations manager or whatever. And then we have accounting. So bookkeeper and accountant for the most part does that. So the game here really is to remove your name from any of the boxes down below the red line so that you're just in the top 3. And then get it to a stage where you can hire in a general manager who reports back to you as the owner or the CEO of the company. So inside of here, you can see we've got the role title, and then we've got underneath it a little yellow box for the SOP. So let's go have a look at what an SOP is. An SOP is basically a document. It's just a document that shows that it's the Bible for each role, let's say. I'll just move my ugly mug down a little bit more out of the way. So this document, standard operating procedure, is basically how to do every role. So this is an empty one, right? This is what it looked like, very boring, not much to it. So we start off by putting in the company name, obviously. We put in the role name. So in this case, it might be sales rep SOP. Then we put in the person's name. So let's say we hire in Jane Doe and she's a sales rep. We'll put her name in here. We'll put a link to her employment contract here. Essential links is next. So what does a sales rep need links to? They might need links to your invoicing system, so Xero. So we'll put in a link to that here. They might need a link to your internal communication system. So we'll put a link to that here. They might need a link to your phone system. We'll put a link to that here. Any essential links, the sales script that they need, we put that in here. Job description, so that's just basically what they are responsible for. Key performance indicators. I'm going to show you in another tab just in a second how we track and set up key performance indicators, KPIs. But this, again, is where we store the KPIs for this particular role. And KPIs tell us whether our staff are doing a good job or not. They tell us whether the company is performing well or not. We have KPIs for marketing, sales, KPIs for absolutely everything in the company. And they're super important. Then we've got tasks. So for every single task that this person as a sales rep is responsible for is going to be documented. It's going to be documented so well that if our sales rep drops dead in the morning, touch wood, hopefully not, if it happens, that we can easily bring in a new sales rep, give them access to this document, and they'll know within a matter of hours exactly what they need to do. They have access to everything. They're not constantly ringing you up. Can I have the login details for this? How do I do that? What happens if this happens? What do I say if someone says this? What do I do if someone does that? And that's what these tasks are here. So one task might be what to do when a new lead comes into the system. So you're going to have your marketing system that generates new leads on autopilot for your company, okay? Once a new lead comes in, that might be an ad agency that you have or whatever. There's different systems depending on your business, and that's stuff that we work through on the weekly calls is what systems you should implement, because there's no two businesses the same. But let's say, what happens when a new lead comes in? Well, step one is to make sure that lead is contacted within 24 hours. So you'll type that in here. Step two is to send them whatever information. Maybe you have an info pack. Maybe you need to get a quotation done. It could be more detailed than that. So step one could be make sure to create a contact inside of the CRM system with the new leads details. Step two, open up the phone system. Step three, dial the number and ring them. So I'm always pushing my guys to be super, super detailed with the SOPs, with the tasks, so that when the next person comes in, they just got to read through it. They have the answers to all their questions. That's your SOPs, right? So you're going to have an SOP, like I said, for every single role. So your business may not look like this. So we come in and we tweak these around. That's why I have the weekly calls with the guys. So anybody that comes into this program, we've got training videos just like this, except more detail, really valuable videos on step-by-step, walk you through how to do everything from setting up your CRM, setting up your profit and loss, which I'll show you in a minute, setting up this blueprint dashboard, how to set up phone systems, how to set up marketing systems, what type of marketing content you should be putting out, how to develop your sales process, how to increase your conversion rate. I myself, my first business was an advertising company, so I've a lot of experience over on this end of things, which is customer acquisitions, how to market your business, how to get leads in, how to convert those leads. We'll also show you how to hire a bookkeeper. It's amazing the amount of guys who have businesses and they just see their accountant once a year, a shoebox full of receipts, rock up, and like they end up paying so much more taxes than they need to. They end up paying their accountant so much more than they need to. What I get most of my guys to do is to hire a remote bookkeeper, and I have an SOP for that. I show them how to hire them, where to hire them, what the remote bookkeeper should be doing. For example, if I show you down the bottom, let me just move things around here again. We have the link to the profit and loss template. So this is what your profit and loss sheet should look like. This should be updated by your remote bookkeeper on a weekly basis to show you the financial performance of the company. This is a template. So this is one I use for my companies. I developed it myself. There's a lot of automations in it. So your bookkeeper will come in, and here's an example of a week. So they'll put in your total VAT sales if you're a VAT registered company. Maybe you're in a country that's not registered for VAT. So I have some companies in Ireland that are registered for VAT at 23%. I also have companies in Dubai. We don't pay any tax. So we twig this around when you come in. We set it up for you. You put in what your total earnings are. It's going to show you what you're paying out in tax each week. It's going to show you how much you're paying each employee. It's going to show you what you're paying out. Let's say maybe you have some subcontractors or remote contractors, how much you're paying them. A total for the whole lot, all of your expenses. Again, as the owner of the company, the whole idea is to not do anything. Okay, as crazy as that sounds for most people, but that's what I teach you how to do. Build a business that can run, go, and thrive independently of you. So regardless of whether you check in on this or not, your bookkeeper's going to have it up to date, and it's going to be airtight and bulletproof. Okay, and this all comes into play down the line, guys, if you ever want to sell your business, because your business won't be worth much if you don't have all these systems and structures in place, and it definitely won't be worth much if it depends on you to do everything, because essentially it's just a job. It's not a company. But if you have all of this structure, all of these systems in place, and you don't do any of the work inside of the company, going back here, like you're not, as I said, you're not doing anything below the red line. You might be in a management level, that's fine. But if you have people in all of these boxes for all of these roles, you've got SOPs in place, you've the right systems, you've got the likes of Xero in place for your accounts, you've got the likes of Slack in place for project management and internal communication, you've got your CRM in place. So the CRM is absolutely the one that we use, is unbelievable. It manages everything from your website, your email marketing, tracking all of your leads and where they are in your pipeline. So is it a new lead? Have you spoke to them before? Did they get sent a quotation or not? Did they drop off? Did we win them? Did we lose them? It shows you how much money is sitting in your pipeline. We tweak your CRM and your pipeline to match your business. It has your phone system built into it. All your sales calls will be recorded. Like the value inside of the program is just absolutely unbelievable. But the goal is to get you from the stage where you are now, a busy fool, running around, micromanaging, chasing your tail. You might be making some money, but you don't really know if there's money slipping through the cracks because you don't have a profit and loss sheet like this. And you definitely don't have any time. So if you want to tidy up everything, have more time, have more free time, have more control over your money, scale the business up. So once we get it to a stage it's running like a well-oiled machine, then we can scale it. Then we can push harder on marketing and advertising to scale that up, because it's not just depending on you. And in most cases, the guys that come in, they are the bottleneck to the growth of their business, because you've only so much time and energy and hours in a day. And if you're constantly running around, you're trying to be the sales guy, the marketing guy, the customer service guy, you're also on the tools, and you're trying to manage the invoices and receipts, you're going to max out, you're going to burn out. Whereas if you have people hired in, specifically a sales guy who's just expert at sales, bookkeeper who just looks after the books, you got a girl who looks after admin, emails, you've got specific people in specific roles. That's all that they do. And everybody works together in harmony. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. Anyhow, this is what you'll be able to see on a weekly basis. Are you in profit or are you in loss? Okay, you're going to have your summary of your weeks, which will come up in either green or red. Your bookkeeper will come in. And I get all my guys, I suggest check in on this once a week, and to see, are we in the green or are we in the red? So if you find that any particular month is in the red or the green, well, you can go in and investigate to see, well, why are we losing money this month? Or why do we make so much money this month? Or where can we cut costs? And this is the backbone of absolutely every business. People who have this in place know exactly what's happening on a week-to-week basis. None of this crack of waiting until the end of the year for your accountant to do up the tax return and send you out the profit and loss at the end of the year. You need to be updating that on a weekly basis. Well, you don't. Your bookkeeper should. So the whole idea here is delegation. The mindset inside of the program is who, not how. How to build a business that can run, grow, and thrive without you. And that's by leveraging systems and people. So you put the right systems in place. This is just a structure. This is not a system. This is just your dashboard as the owner of the company. Here we have, I don't want this to go on too long, but here we have your KPI tracking sheet. So I have an example done up here. So you're going to have your own KPIs each week as the owner of the company. So you might do a weekly Zoom with the bookkeeper to do a financial review of the profit and loss. Okay, that's one of your KPIs. And if you done it work week one, you put it in green. If you didn't, you put it in red, right? If there's too much red, well, then the business is going to fail. If you're not hitting your KPIs, it doesn't matter if it's with a business, or it even applies if you've got personal goals. Let's say you want to build muscle, lose weight. Now you know the goal, so you need to set your daily KPIs that you have to hit every day. So eat healthy, go to the gym. So if you're constantly eat healthy, go to the gym, or your two KPIs, and every single day you're in the green because you've done them, guess what? You're going to get the result that you desire. If you're constantly skipping gym sessions and you're eating junk food, you're not hitting your KPIs, and there's red boxes across the board, well then, guess what? You're not going to achieve your goal of being lean and muscular. It's the same. It's the very, very same in business. If you have KPIs, let's say for your marketing, so we help you determine what your KPIs should be on the live sessions each week, right? But let's say, for example, you have to bring in 50 new leads per week, and your sales conversion rate for your sales rep has to be 25%, or whatever that might be, right? It's 10% in the template. We'll leave it at 10 for that. So you come in, you have a look each week and say, right, the marketing team didn't bring in the 50 leads, they only brought in 13. Well, then what information does that give you? It tells you, I need to go and speak with the head of marketing, whether that's an agency, you have it outsourced, or someone in-house that manages it. The red flag says, right, I need to go talk to this person. And they might say, okay, well, there was a problem here because of X, Y, and Z. It's the same with the sales. You might come in and say, all right, KPI, 5 new sales a week, 3 weeks, 2 weeks out of last month, you didn't hit. You brought in no sales 2 weeks. What happened those 2 weeks? You go back and you chat to the head of sales, and they might say, we just didn't get the leads in from the marketing team. So now we know where to go. We go and speak to the marketing team. We talk to them and we say, all right, turns out the ad account went down because there was an issue with the card that was attached. So then where you go? Bookkeeper. Get to the bottom of it. This is going to tell you exactly where the problems are, where the holes are in your ship. So that's your KPIs. You're going to have KPIs for marketing. You're going to have KPIs for sales, KPIs for fulfillment, KPIs for accounting, and KPIs for yourself. This dashboard varies. It's customizable for everybody that comes in. But you're going to have your KPI dashboard. You're going to have your SOPs for every single role. You're going to have your org chart, which is also customizable. And then your profit and loss. If you just get these initial structures in place, we'll talk about systems another day. A system would be your Facebook advertising account, your Google advertising account that automates lead generation, and you have someone to manage it. A system is your cloud-based accounting system like Xero or QuickBooks. A system is the likes of Slack or Monday.com, or you might have Google Teams. Okay, that's a system that you use. Systems without processes are no good. Okay, a process shows people how to use the system. So that's where the SOP comes in. So up here, they have their links to each system. Here's how to log into the system, yada, yada, yada. That's the link for it. And this is how to do whichever task they're responsible for. So you might have an SOP for your bookkeeper, how to update the P&L every week and what way you want to look at it and what's your priority KPIs to see on that. So you'll have the link for them up here. One of the essential links is going to be a link to the profit and loss sheet. You might have it for the likes of your admin people, or like literally everybody in your company has to have an SOP, including you, because your SOP is going to include all of the links that you need to the things that you need to check into on a weekly basis. And the whole idea with making an SOP, yes, look guys, this is super boring. I don't like making SOPs. I dread sitting down at the laptop and typing out an SOP, to be honest. But the thing is, right, you only have to do it once. Like, you create an SOP for a sales rep for your company, all that's going to happen to that then is just, unless you replace the sales rep, you'll go in and replace the name that's on top here. Unless you start using a new system, you might have to go in and change the link. Unless you tweak or improve some of the tasks in your sales process or whatever. Like, for the most part, 90%, once you have an SOP in place, you never really have to touch it again. And whoever it is in charge of that role, the sales rep, will update and tweak that as they go. Okay, so this video is coming up on 18 minutes. Been waffling on a lot, but like, this is the most basic and primal, simple thing you can do for your business to gain control. Org chart, profit and loss, SOPs, KPIs. If you are a business owner and you're struggling with your business, you have it to a certain stage, you're making some money, but it's just taking up all of your time. You can't really, like, what happens if you drop dead in the morning? You stop getting paid, your business stops running. Maybe you have a couple of staff, maybe you have 3 or 4 staff, but can they actually run the business if you drop dead in the morning? If something happens and you get sick and you're unconscious for the next 6 months, can your business run without you? Can the people that you have in your business run your business? Do they know what to do? Probably not. That's why people come into the automate, scale, and exit program. Everybody's at a different stage. Not everybody's coming in to prepare for an exit. Yes, we have some guys who have their ducks in a line, as they say. They have really good systems and structures in place, but they want to prepare it for an exit. And they know that it's not worth what it could be worth because they're still working in it. They're still on the tools. They know that there's still more room for growth. They could definitely increase revenue, increase their profit margins. When it comes to scaling, it's a whole different section. Like, a lot of people try scaling and they get their revenue to increase, but as they invest more into paid advertising and staff and all that, the revenue does increase for a period of time, but their profit margins diminish. So you need to make sure that you can maintain healthy profit margins as you scale and increase your revenue. Okay, so regardless of what stage you're at, maybe you're just starting in business and you want to make sure you get off on the right foot, this is for you. Maybe you already have a business 5, 10, 20, 25 years, whatever it might be, and you're lacking systems, you're lacking control, it's stressing you out, you can't take time off, you're making money, but you could be making more, and time is a big thing. This is for you. Maybe you have a business and you just want to plan your exit in the next year, next couple of months to the next couple of years. This is 100% for you. If you need some help, guys, go to my website. You'll see the link down below this video or somewhere around it, or you can go to www.thedistinguishedentrepreneur.com. I have another video there, another little bit of information. Check it out. But you'll also see you'll be able to book in a one-on-one call with me. On the call, we'll be able to uncover a lot of stuff with your business. Call usually goes on for about half an hour to maybe 45 minutes. On the call, we'll literally deep dive into your specific situation, see what's happening. And then if we feel like we're a good fit for working together, we can chat about that. I can tell you all about how it works. And if we're not a good fit, you're going to get a lot of value on that call. So that's it, guys. Hope you have an awesome day. Talk to you all soon.